Everyone, the channel's hit 2,000 subs. Woo! This is now my third time recording this video. The first time I went and rambled on for about an hour and 45 minutes. The second time it was just shy of 1 hour, and I don't want a shit ton of video to edit, so I'm trying to aim for about 20 minutes of me speaking so I can edit down to about 10 minutes. So here we go. My channel has officially reached 2,000 subs, something I did not ever think was going to happen. Hell, I didn't even think I was going to reach 1,000, but here we are. A decade ago, I started this channel just using it as a way of me just uploading videos of me doing guitar covers. Not the best quality of videos and not at all trying to garner any kind of attention or, viewer base. But going back, you can see what I definitely loved was Napalm Death, Strapping Young Lad, Rotten Sound, Misery Index, Cattle Decapitation, and one very specifically that if you really pay attention was Anal Nathrek. There are so many covers of Anal Nathrek songs on my channel, it's ridiculous. But for years and years, I did that, and then finally, due to some life circumstances, I made my way back to Houston and decided I wanted to find some bands to get into, and I really wanted to impress with a good resume. So I decided that with a GoPro Hero 7 that I have in my possession, mostly because if you didn't know, I have a secondary channel called Lagunatic Fishing, which is all me doing outdoorsy stuff, fishing, camping, touristy stuff. If you like that kind of stuff, go check it out. I do use Doom music to facilitate a lot of the atmosphere. But I went ahead, took the camera, attached it to my headstock, attached it to the body. This wasn't necessarily the first time I ever did this, but I utilized it to a certain experience level that I had at this point, where I had a little bit better idea of what I was doing. And made some really nicely edited, high quality videos of songs that I love, which is almost primarily Napalm Death, as well as some Terrorizer songs. If you haven't seen those, I definitely recommend go and check them out. It's a good time. They're not just guitar covers, they're full song covers where I'm playing guitar, bass, programmed drums, and doing all the vocals. I had a great time doing it. And it did land me with a certain project that I will talk about here later. But after those videos, I actually wanted to dive into doing something that I've always thought about doing, and that was kind of review commentary content. And at the time, I was very upset at a very particular company. And if you've been a subscriber for long enough, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. It's goddamn 3D Realms. So I released the Rabbit Hole of Controversies video, which garnered quite a bit of attention for my channel, and it actually boosted quite a bit my subscriber count, to likes of which I was never expecting to happen. But I was pissed off at this company, and I let it known in that video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out here. But I do warn you, it is pretty early. I have a very monotone voice and I'm not really conveying emotion very much. Not like I do nowadays. After that, I wanted to do a proper review of something. I didn't want my channel to just be a post on 3D Realms. So I remember this one game that came out during Steam Next Fest, a game called Calcium Contract, a game that is very much like Doom, but not really. It's very interesting. Anyway, you want to know what I think of it, check out the video here. But it was my first time reviewing an actual game, and I had a great time with it. So much so, I decided that I was going to continue doing stuff like that. And I just want to give a special shout out to Igor Alexandrovich, the creator of Calcium Contract. I hope I'm saying your name right. But it made me very happy to see you comment on my videos. The very first time a creator has commented on a video where I was reviewing a game, and it just made me happy and made me feel like that I was on the right path, because more than anything, it's not really necessarily about making this channel very successful. I'm not trying to make a living out of this. If I do, that'd be amazing, but that's not the end goal. The end goal is to translate my love and passion for Doom and games that are Doom adjacent. And even more so, celebrating the creators that make these games, because they don't really make much money. And it's all out of a love for this style of gameplay. So if I can give them even the littlest amount of a platform to showcase their stuff, then I will do it. So once again, Igor, thank you very much. I'm very sorry I never did a follow-up video. The Calcium Contract video here is a review of the demo, not the full game. And I've always felt bad that I've never gone and done a dive into the actual game, and I want to rectify that at some point in the near future, either with a live stream or a full-on video. We'll see when we get there. But once again, Igor, thank you very much. After that, I decided to kind of dive into something else that I love, that being One Piece. If none of you know this, I love One Piece. Not the anime, the manga. I keep up to date with every single chapter that releases, and as of now, I think we're at 1060. Absolutely incredible. I started reading this when I was a teenager, and I am nearing my mid-30s now, which is just absolutely crazy to think about. But I did 2 videos. The first one was a review of the trailer, and it was quite the deep dive into a whole bunch of different things surrounding it, and my optimism that the show was actually going to be pretty decent, and it actually turned out it was. And that video got somewhere around like 5,000 views, but it wasn't cultivating the exact audience I wanted, but at the time I didn't know that. But I did get a lot of views, and I decided maybe I should just go right in and do a review episode by episode of the One Piece live action adaptation. Bad idea. I only did the first episode, and when that video released, even to this day, it's only at like 300 something views. Oh, it's dismal. You know, there's about 1,000 other YouTubers that have been doing reviews of shows. It's like, what the hell am I doing? I'm not going to stand out at all in this field. I'm just wasting my time. Plus, that wasn't really the content I wanted to do, so I just took the L on that one and moved on. And thank goodness I did, because my next video was Voxel Doom 2. This video right here is the very reason why you are watching this video now. Currently, this video has somewhere around 142,000 views. Holy cow. And just some backstory, after I released this video, for a couple days, it was doing okay. It was like a couple hundred, you know, I think it reached about 1,000. It made me very happy to see that. Out of nowhere, it blew up. I don't know if the algorithm just really loved me for like 3 weeks straight, but I had my phone in my hand while I was out fishing on vacation with my dad, and just constantly refreshing it and just seeing the viewership go up and my subscriber count going up exponentially. Hell, there was a day, if I remember correctly, I got over 20,000 views in one day. Unreal. And sure enough, I went from having a few hundred subscribers to past 1,000. Oh God, that was amazing. I can't describe the feeling I had when that happened. And if you don't know, to get into the YouTube partner program, you need to meet a certain threshold. And with that one video, I reached it easily. So for a moment there, I was like, I might actually be able to make somewhat of a career out of this. And so I thought, man, people really loved the Doom content. Maybe I'll move on to something else that I really love. And that's when I decided I would do an obsessive review, it's literally in the title of this video, for Boomer Beyond Vanilla. Oh my God, I love this WOD. I can't describe how much I love it. If you want to know why, watch the video. But I did an extensive video with, you know, JPEG me all over the place. Heavily scripted, the most edited video I had done up to that point, and I did it not necessarily thinking it was going to be successful, but because I just loved the WOD so much that I felt like I owed it not only to me, but also the creator to put my best effort into this. And sure enough, that's how I became friends with Fernito. For those of you who don't know, Fernito is the creator of Boomer Beyond Vanilla, and ever since I released this video, me and him have had a a wonderful friendship that is unfortunately just through email and the internet. We are countries apart, but we came together through a love and passion for the game Doom. And he acknowledged a certain skill level that I had with actually playing Doom, that he asked me to play test some things for him. And I always wanted to be a playtester for Doom maps. And not just any Doom maps, but for map creators who have a deep understanding of what makes a good level. And Fernito, for me, is one of the best. And it's crazy to say that because he hasn't contributed a whole lot within the Doom community, but my God, what he's done is incredible, and it's right up my alley of what I love. Classic, true Doom gameplay. Boomer is also the reason why I started using DSDA Doom, and so he asked me to play test TNT Phobia, and I'll actually get into that here later in the video, but there's also another map that he's asked me to play test in. He told me not to give anything away, so I won't, but let me tell you all, it is incredible. Actually, now that I think about it, he's asked me to play test 2 other maps, both of which are just unreal. Yeah, just you wait until he gets around to releasing those. I can't even imagine how long it takes to even create one of the levels that he makes. But anyway, the video didn't garner a whole lot of views. I think it's something like 3,000, 4,000 or something like that, which is, you know, stark contrast from 140,000. But it didn't matter to me. I was able to share my love of Doom with everyone who wanted to watch it, and also bring attention to an incredible creator within the Doom community. So, from Boomer, I moved on to Sigil 2. At that point, it was the most edited video I have done. I utilized the green screen for the first time. I did little skits. It was heavily scripted from beginning to end, and it got like 300 views. Wow. So that was one of my first big lessons in YouTube. The second one was the One Piece episode review. Yeah, that one actually kind of hurt. It was a little discouraging. And it taught me that no matter how much effort you put into making your videos, doesn't mean you're going to get a lot of views. And so I had to take a hard L on that video. It took, I don't know, a month and a half to make that video from beginning to end. Oh man. And yeah, only to get a few hundred views. Yeah, that one kind of sucked, I'm going to be honest. But there were multiple factors as to why that was, and the main one being that Sigil 2 just was not as popular as the first Sigil was, and the algorithm just didn't like me that day. So, in my discouragement, I decided to go back to what made me a little bit successful, but also because it was a game I was interested in. Wrath, Eon of Ruin. I was very much looking forward to this game ever since they first announced it. And then it dropped and it was not good. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. It was just like so very in the middle. If you want to know everything I thought about it, you know, click the video right up here. But, you know, I got a few thousand views from those videos. But again, I was doing something that I didn't want to do. I was shit talking on a company that I once revered. I mean, they look, to this day, they don't deserve any praise. I hate to say it. They have pissed me off to no end. And if I could take my sunglasses off and get serious for a second, 3D Realms, you still f***ing owe me a pre-order for the big box edition of Wrath. I cannot believe it's been years. The game has already been released, and you still haven't sent me the box. If any of you go to the Discord server for 3D Realms and go to the customer service tab, you will see it is a sea of people pissed off at 3D Realms for not getting this shit done. Hell, Wrath players aren't the only ones that got screwed over in this regard. Ion Fury, Aftershock, they also did a pre-order big box for that, and it hasn't come out either. And I've been wanting to talk about this, and I guess I'm going to do it now. 3D Realms sent out an email to everyone who purchased one of those big box pre-orders, and it was essentially if you'd like to relinquish your purchase of the big box and instead we'll send you a Steam key so you can download every Saber Interactive game, we'll do that. Fuck you! I purchased the big box. Either ship that out to me or give me my money back. You are holding not only my money, but everyone else who purchased that. You're holding our money hostage. Fuck you, 3D Realms. I am not buying another game from you. Okay, I'm done with that one. So I didn't want to be pissed off, so I decided to move back into territory that I loved, and that was with Doom, except not really. I did a full playthrough of Heretic the Wayfarer. If you have never played this WOD, go ahead and check out some of the videos from here, but I think this is among the very best of WODs that you can play for Heretic. And I did single run, no save playthroughs of every level of this WOD, and it was a blast. And also a great challenge. There was a level I did not think I was going to be able to beat without saving, especially on the hardest difficulty, and I did it. And if you watch that video, I'll put it up here, you will see how absolutely ecstatic I am when I finally beat the map. It's honestly one of the best moments for me on the channel so far. But these videos did not do well in terms of viewership, my god. But perfect timing, because one of the maps I tested for Finito were finally coming out for release, that being TNT Phobia. I won't go too deep into this. Watch my review right there if you want to know everything that I thought about it, but it is among my favorite maps to play. I just love going back into it and testing out my memory and my speed and my knowledge of the map. And I don't think it gets the attention it really deserves. My video has somewhere around 6,000 views, and I am more than happy that it has even achieved that, because that's the first time I've gotten that high since hitting on 3D Realms, and also the One Piece trailer review, now that I think about it. But to me, it wasn't really about that. It was to get attention on this map and on Finito as much as possible. And currently, it is a nominee for this year's Cacowards, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the Cacowards here towards the end of the video, but it is amazing. Play it if you haven't, and I really think it deserves an award this year. We'll just see if that happens. And then right after I released that video, suddenly id Software announces that they're doing a new re-release of Doom, but it's a whole fresh port now, and alongside that, a brand new expansion for Doom 2? Yeah, I had to get in on that. So, the video following was Legacy of Rust. This video right here was my next big hit. I think currently, if I remember correctly, it sits around 25,000 views. That makes it my second most viewed video on the channel. And sure enough, I got a ton of subscribers from that video, and I got very close to 2,000 subscribers just because of that. Or maybe not very close. Now that I think about it, I got somewhere around like 17 to 1,800 subscribers. So I needed to get at least another 200 to reach the 2K mark. But after I released Legacy of Rust, Finito had sent me an email recommending that I play this one WOD called No End in Sight. It's a WOD for Ultimate Doom, and personally, I am not a big fan of playing Ultimate Doom style WODs. I don't like the lack of bestiary. I don't like the lack of weapons as well. And I feel like in terms of map design, sometimes it gets a little boring. But my god, am I happy that he told me to play that, because this WOD is insane. And what's even more insane is that there is a level that I just had to talk about, and that was Netherworld Citadel. And this right here is what made me fall into the style that I am doing now. Deep dives into singular levels from excellent WODs. And this is much more my speed because I feel like, yeah, I can talk forever about WODs and all the levels that are within them, but I feel like I just breeze past them if I do that. But within Great WODs are great levels, and I think those levels specifically should have attention directed at them. Besides, you have Mount Pain 27 doing full-on WOD reviews, and he's doing them far better than I ever could. And so I did Netherworld Citadel, had a great time recording and editing that video, and it permitted me to be able to make a video within 2 weeks that I've now been able to shorten up to just about a week. And I found my format. From there, I did Go To It from Plutonia, then a map from Hell Revealed, Resistance is Futile. Then after that, it was Plutonia 2's Lurking Fear. And then it was spooky season. And then I had an idea all of a sudden, like, well, there's spooky maps. And this is spooky season. How about I do my first ever themed month on this channel, and that's where Spooktober, which eventually became Doomtober, and honestly I'm still workshopping that name, came into play. I started with Going Down's Insanity, then I did Revolution Transduction, then Dead.Wire, and then finally my long-awaited full playthrough of TNT Phobia. I had so much fun doing these levels, except for Lurking Fear, because that map pissed me off. But I still had a good time with it. And actually, just before the TNT Phobia video dropped, that was when I officially hit 2,000 subscribers. Wow. And I should also point out that the Netherworld Citadel video and onwards, you know, me finally fulfilling to a particular format, I wasn't getting high viewership on those videos. But what I did get was a dedicated base of viewers, you right here. And that, to me, is far more important. To be able to upload a video and see the same people commenting on every upload that I do is just a wonderful feeling, honestly. And I would much rather have a cultivated prime group of viewers that I learn the names of and kind of slowly build that up, as opposed to just inflating a subscriber count just because I have a few videos that kind of explode. Yeah, I'm actually really happy with how my channel is going at the moment. And before I get all mushy-gushy thanking all of y'all for actually sticking around with me, there's a few other things I want to talk about. Also, this is, you know, a paper of notes because there's a lot, and I'm trying to breeze past through everything. So there were a couple missed opportunities for Doomtober, one of which I am still kind of grappling with, and I'm just not happy at all with it. You may have noticed in the intro for all the Doomtober videos was a scene from Ghouls Forest 3. This is because on Halloween night, I was going to upload a full playthrough with me and my buddy Dreamplace, who's also a Patreon member. I was playing co-op through Ghouls Forest 3 and just having a spooky good time. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. Through financial struggles, family emergencies, time constraints, you know, jobs just not working out for me, I unfortunately couldn't even get around to recording that with Dreamplace. And I'm still grappling with that. I had a goal in mind and I didn't meet it. And yeah, sometimes goals can't be met or whatever, but this one I was actually looking forward to, and I kind of just have to take the L. And maybe we'll still get around to doing a playthrough video of Ghouls Forest 3, but it's not going to be the same, and it's going to be in November, and you know, what's the point at that? So maybe I'll just hold off on that for next year. Which also brings me to another video that I had been wanting to do ever since last Halloween, and that was Happy Time Circus 2. If you've never played this map, the best time to play it's during Halloween, believe me. But this map is 3 hours long. It takes a good amount of time. And I wanted to go into it without saving, just doing a single run on Ultra Violence, which would have been incredibly difficult, and I almost certainly would have died. But in order to make a video on Happy Time Circus 2, I would need a lot of time to just be able to sit and get better at the level and, you know, record the playthrough and whatnot. And so unfortunately, I couldn't get that done either for this year. So I guess I'm just gonna have to hold off on Ghouls Forest 3 and Happy Time Circus 2, save those for last year. Not last year, I mean next year. And before I get into the future of the channel and what I'm gonna be doing next, let me just talk a little bit about personal projects that I'm involved with. First one being the 2 active bands that I am a part of. I'll start off by talking about Ganglion. I am the primary vocalist for this band. Live, I will start taking up rhythm guitar duties, but for now, I am just vocalist. And I say that because we are nearing finalization of mixing our very first full-length album, and I am stoked to get this mastered and out the door for everyone to listen to. And you'll know when it's available because I'm definitely going to make a video on it. So if you like old school death grind, you know, from the 90s, right here, you're going to want to listen to this. Next up is Nerd. Some of you probably already know about this band. I actually made a music video for Nerd that you can see on my channel. I'll even have it right here for you to check out. But this project is much more in line with what I love, and it's basically a little bit more chaotic. I am drummer and screaming vocals, while my buddy Jeff Goodson is doing guitars and the guttural vocals. So yes, it is a 2-piece death grind band. And we are also nearing finalization of our first full length. And it's not just going to be drums, vocals, guitar, and bass. We're actually experimenting with a couple of other things as well. And I am stoked to get this out the door and for everyone to take a listen to. And once again, once that's done, you'll definitely know because I'm going to make a video on it. But I do also want to point out one thing, is that Nerd played a show very early in the year alongside a band called Agony with the bass player Alan Wehrman. Hope I'm saying your last name correctly. But Alan is the project lead for Jazz Jackrabbit Doom. Yeah, so how coincidental that 2 metalheads are also 2 very passionate doomers. Great guy, great personality, and from what I've seen, really good designer as well for Doom. So Alan, if you're watching this, I can't wait to play the new episode of Jazz Jackrabbit when it is ready. And I think I'm also going to do a live stream playing some of what you've already done on the channel, if not an actual video. So look forward to that. Next up is a slamming brutal death metal project that I am involved with once again my buddy Dream Place. If you are not at all familiar with this style of music, check out Abominable Putridity. And yeah, you're gonna figure out real quickly what this is. But the project we're working on is like taking the most silly elements of it and just amplifying it. It's been a riot working on this project, and I can't wait to actually have something ready to show all of you because I think you're going to enjoy it. And then there's also just my music, my unreleased music that doesn't really fit in with any of these projects that I'm currently re-recording, and I think I'm going to just start releasing albums with these songs just under, you know, a solo project essentially. And I have an entire library of songs, so it's quite a bit, and of varying subgenres of extreme metal. So when I make progress on that, once again, I'll let you all know. And that's just about it. So currently it is 1:22 in the morning of November 4th. And I have now pushed past 2,020 subscribers. And once again, I can't even begin to express how appreciative I am that even one person finds what I do entertaining. So I just want to directly thank all of you on YouTube for sticking around with me, watching my videos, keeping up with me. And yeah, like if you ever want to see me play something, you know, put stuff in the comments. You know, I like having ideas as to what to do or, you know, to cover. So once again, thank you all on YouTube for subscribing, liking, commenting on my videos, especially if you not only started watching this video, but made it all the way up to this point. I am directly speaking to you. Thank you so very much for being here. And I just want to give a special thank you and shout out to all of my Patreon members right here: Dream Place, Anonymous, Proxy Sin, and Hall. Thank you guys so much for actually hopping in on this. You have no idea. Look, I don't ever expect to make money on my videos, and even making what I get from Patreon is still, it helps me out a lot. It allows me to go and get groceries, pay for gas for my truck. Hell, it allows me to get coffee so I can stay awake while I edit videos. And it essentially just allows me to be able to continue putting effort towards making a consistent release schedule for YouTube. Seriously, you guys, very special thank you. I love and adore you all. All right, and that essentially brings us to the end of this long-winded video, where I have one more thing to mention, and that is what I'm doing next for this channel. And some of you might know, but in December, there's this thing called the Cacowards, a celebration of the year's best maps and WODs released. And I felt like, now that Doomtober is over, and I have an entire month leading up to the Cacowards, that this is the perfect time to do videos just looking at the nominees for this year's Cacowards. I am very excited for this, and I'll tell you exactly why right now.
Alright, matey, we be taking a look at Pirate Doom 2 as our first entry in the Cacowards nominee month.
And the first Pirate Doom is one of my all-time favorite WODs as well, so seeing Pirate Doom 2 get released has me very excited. But don't expect that to come out too soon. I'm gonna take 1 week off just so I can kind of catch up on things, you know, with editing and recording videos, and also personal life stuff, to be honest. So yeah, wait about another week and I'll have that Pirate Doom 2 video out for all of you to view and enjoy. Once again, thank you all so very much for watching my videos and subscribing to this channel, and look forward to more crazy shit
In the future, I'll see you all aboard my ship, matey.
Bye.